This is what happened when black male artists used their music to influence the civil rights era of American history. Sam Cooke, known as the King of Soul, wrote "A Change Is Gonna Come" after being turned away from a whites-only motel. In his own words, he said, "It was less work than any song I've ever written. That song came directly from my heart." Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" became an anthem for social change. He once stated, "With the world exploding around me, how am I supposed to keep singing love songs?" Stevie Wonder, blind since birth, saw injustice clearly. His song, "Living for the City," exposed racial inequality. Wonder reflected, "I think that the highest form of praise is not to speak highly of oneself, but to live by example." These artists didn't just sing about change, they lived it, shaping the soundtrack of a movement. Continue to watch for more, and don't forget to subscribe and push that like button.
In the turbulent 1960s, a powerful voice emerged from the depths of soul music: Sam Cooke. Born in 1931, Cooke was raised in Chicago, where gospel music ignited his passion for singing. He began his career with the gospel group the Soul Stirrers, but soon transitioned to popular music, where he combined heartfelt lyrics with smooth melodies. Cooke's pivotal song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," released in 1964, became an anthem for the civil rights movement. Inspired by his experiences with racial discrimination and the struggles he witnessed, the song spoke of hope, resilience, and the urgent need for equality. Its haunting orchestration and Cooke's emotive delivery captured the pain and determination of a generation seeking change. Beyond this iconic track, Cooke used his platform to advocate for social justice, emphasizing the importance of unity and empowerment within the African American community. His music not only entertained, but also challenged societal norms, making Cooke a significant figure in the fight for civil rights. Tragically, his life was cut short in 1964, but his legacy endures, reminding us of the transformative power of music in the quest for justice and equality.
If you're still watching, that means you are interested, so please don't forget to subscribe and push that like
Have you
button.
ever wondered how Stevie Wonder views racial injustice? In his own words, Stevie has been a powerful voice for civil rights. Born in 1950, he faced discrimination as both a black man and a person with a disability. Stevie recalls, "I've been told I can't do this or that because I'm blind." But he never let that stop him. Inspired by Martin Luther King Jr., Stevie says, "Dr. King's dream was that we'd all see each other as equals." This vision drove Stevie to use his music as a platform for change. He explains, "I believe that all people, regardless of color, deserve justice and equality." Stevie's activism led to his push for making Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a national holiday. He reflects, "It was a long, hard fight, but we did it." Through his music and advocacy, Stevie continues to champion racial equality, stating, "We must keep moving forward, keep fighting for justice, and keep loving one
James
another."
Brown, the King of Soul, was more than just a musical icon. Born into poverty in South Carolina, Brown's early struggles shaped his social consciousness. His journey from shoeshine boy to global superstar fueled his advocacy for civil rights. Brown's powerful words, "I don't want nobody to give me nothing, open up the door, I'll get it myself," became an anthem for self-reliance and equality. He admired Martin Luther King Jr., saying, "He was a teacher, a father, he was the greatest." If Brown were alive today, he'd likely be dismayed by ongoing racial injustice. But inspired by movements like Black Lives Matter, he'd probably say, "It's time to get up off of that thing and fight for your rights."
In the turbulent 1960s, music became a powerful tool for change, and one artist stood out: Curtis Mayfield. Born in 1942 in Chicago, Mayfield grew up in a segregated environment that shaped his perspective on race and injustice. He began his career with the Impressions, where he penned hits like "People Get Ready," a rallying cry for the civil rights movement, urging unity and hope amid struggle. The song's message resonated deeply, becoming an anthem for activists. Mayfield's smooth falsetto and socially conscious lyrics transformed the landscape of soul music. His solo career further pushed boundaries with albums like Superfly, which tackled issues of drug culture and systemic oppression. Tracks such as Move On Up celebrated empowerment and resilience, encouraging listeners to rise above adversity. Mayfield's work inspired countless movements for equality, making him a pivotal figure in both music and activism. His legacy lives on, reminding us of the power of art in advocating for social change. Curtis Mayfield not only provided a soundtrack for the civil rights era, but also ignited conversations about justice, equality, and human dignity that still resonate
Have you ever
today.
wondered about Donnie Hathaway's involvement in the civil rights movement? Donnie Hathaway, born in Chicago in 1945, was a soul singer and composer who left an indelible mark on American music. Growing up in St. Louis, he was immersed in gospel music from a young age. As racial tensions escalated in the 1960s, Hathaway found himself drawn into the civil rights movement. He believed in the power of music to inspire change and unite people. Hathaway's song, The Ghetto, became an anthem for social consciousness, addressing urban poverty and inequality. Hathaway admired both Martin Luther King Jr.'s nonviolent approach and Malcolm X's call for Black empowerment. Through his soulful ballads and socially conscious lyrics, Hathaway became a voice for his generation. If he were here today, he might say that while progress has been made, the struggle for true equality in America continues. Hathaway's legacy lives on, reminding us of the ongoing fight for civil rights and the role of art in social change. A band that transcended music to become advocates for civil rights. Formed in Chicago in 1969, they faced struggles of racial discrimination and inequality. This fueled their commitment to social consciousness, reflected in their uplifting lyrics and message of unity. The band's founder, Maurice White, once said, "We were coming out of a decade of extraordinary social and political turbulence. I wanted our music to convey messages of universal love and harmony." Their admiration for Martin Luther King Jr. was profound. As band member Philip Bailey expressed, "Dr. King's dream of equality and brotherhood was a guiding light for us. If King were alive today, Earth, Wind, and Fire believe he'd be both heartened by progress and dismayed by persistent injustices. They'd imagine him saying, 'We've come far, but the journey to true equality is far from over.'" Earth, Wind, and Fire's legacy reminds us that music can be a powerful force for social change, echoing King's vision of a more just and harmonious
Don't forget to subscribe and push that like button.